Here's 3 perspectives why the location where you work and where you stay is becoming less and less important in the next 3, 5, or 10 years, and how I think this is going to affect property investing. Now, in case you're wondering, my name is CF Lieu, and I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not an insurance agent. I'm definitely not a unit trust agent, not your stocks investment guru or real property investment guru. I am an independent advisor, and as you can see over here, you can check out my website at howtofinancmoney.com, or you can just Google CFLIEU. And these are the organizations normally on the investment and banking side that have hired me to conduct workshop for their staff. And also you can see a preview of my snapshot where I advise clients one-on-one on how to plan for the retirement, restructuring of the finances and all that. So that being said, let's jump right into it. Now, number one, as what I promised you, one of the reasons, the perspective that why location where you work and where you stay is going to be less important going forward, right? Now we are going to 2019, 2020 and all that is because of this remote work arrangement. And what is remote work arrangement is that companies nowadays are okay. They are hiring actually talents from all across the country or even all around the globe, right? So the thing is, they know that sometimes just because your company is located in one certain location doesn't mean that you can get all the talents and skilled worker for all your company tasks or projects in that place. So these people that you need, if you are a company, like maybe yourself are a skilled worker with certain niche skill set, you might be located in certain location. Then that's not that in your immediate location, no company would actually appreciate what you know, what your skill set is. But there are companies who are probably far from where you stay. And I think the trend is changing whereby these companies are probably, depending on job nature, they are willing to hire people remotely where, if you are a KL company, you want to hire someone from Ipoh, then normally it is non-viable for someone to travel to and fro, right? Just for that every day. Now, here's the thing. A lot of HR departments also agree that it's better investment to hire people that fits that skill set rather than hiring people locally that does not have that skill set. If you were to have someone that can be staying or living far away or work remotely from where the office is, but they can self-manage, they can do work with minimal supervision, and they can deliver on-time result. That is actually better, way better than hiring someone locally that actually goes into a company and clock in, clock out 9 to 5, right? So this is the emerging trend. Now, there's another emerging trend that supports this is that even though, the company that actually have this need to hire people from not within the vicinity of where they are, they could actually no need to actually buy a buildings or whatnot, in other district or other town. They can actually easily set up what we call as a co-working space or service office. And this is a win-win situation for a lot of companies because they can be very lean, they can scale up and they can scale down very easily and very fast. And these are actually what we call as operate in a lean environment. And that's what companies nowadays want, the direction they're heading. So here's the thing. If you ask a lot of people, obviously people in KL, Selangor, or even in Penang, now Penang is actually okay. But if you look at like KL now, the condition of living, if you are staying in the city center itself, is really for a lot of people who are not from KL, it doesn't really feel very pleasant unless you are like, seeing a hill, a very guarded and close, environment, the high class Mont Kiara certain area and all that. But the thing is, a lot of people actually don't like to stay in the city center if you are not from the city center, but they are there, people are congregating there. Likely yourself, it's because the job opportunity are there, high paying jobs are there. So therefore, it makes it still bearable to actually stay near where you work. Now, if there is this remote work arrangement, which means that you do not have that kind of need to actually stay where you work. You can stay like 50 km from where you work, and you can work remotely, but you stay in a community, in a place whereby the environment is more conducive. You like that. Maybe it's closer to your hometown, your home, maybe in an environment that has more greens and all that. So I think this remote work arrangement, as it becomes more mainstream, is going to change this how people invest in property, because property is all about buying something that is near where people want to work. But if people do not need to go to the office every day, then it's very less of important to stay near the office every day, right? Even though in big cities, even though you stay near the office, doesn't mean that the travel time is short. Sometimes it could be as long, because it's not the distance, but it's the traffic congestion, the traffic jam that makes the length of travel long. And the second reason is what we call, number 2, is what we call productive commute time. Now, this reality is again going to be realized very soon. Now, then you ask me, CF, what is this productive commute time is about? Now, let me share with you a story, right? A banker friend of mine who stay in the outskirts of KL. After years of actually, in the banking industry, all the big bank HQ, they are in city center. So he had to spend probably like 50 ringgit on average just for the toll, parking, fuel, and all that, just to, every day, just to drive there. And after that, since you have this Uber and Grab in KL, where it's become so popular, and then he was thinking that, that could be a wiser decision to not drive, right? And we could pay the same amount, like for a Grab trip to and fro. But the thing is, he can escape the headache from have to find parking. How about the headache of have to be in a traffic jam, and of course the tolls and the stress of being in a traffic jam and all that. So just imagine, because this commute, right, driving yourself is not the only option. You can travel to and fro to work. The other option is take a Grab, right? Even though if you don't stay in a place whereby the public transport, LRT, MRT is available, I think Grab is a very viable reason. If you make a calculation and to say that the cost of you driving to and fro plus all the incidental costs is similar to taking a Grab, okay, hire a Grab. So then that kind of makes sense, right? And the second thing is that imagine if you are the one driving, actually it takes a lot of mind power, because if you are the one that still has to be on the steering wheel, then that is going to make you mentally tired. And the fact is, just imagine if you're a lady especially, and if you go out during work trip or even weekend trip with your boyfriend, your husband and all that. Now, the one that really feels frustrated are the driver, correct? The driver, because he has to hold the steering wheel. It's less of a frustration if you are not the driver. If you're the passenger, then you can actually still afford to do some work while you are traveling during your commute time. Then somebody is on the steering wheels and all that. You can probably take a nap, you can rest, or you can actually even, what people do usually is like browsing their Facebook and all that. So that being said, that doesn't sound too bad, because you don't need to be stuck in the jam, right? And the best thing is that you can, if there's a flash flood, that this is really the most frustrating thing, because you probably arrive up at 10, and then the other thing is that your car will be impacted. Now, if you are not driving, you can actually escape all this. So my question to you is, ponder over. Do you mind really so-called the long commute time if you are not the one driving? For me, I think I would not mind one little bit, maybe a bit, but not too much. So the point that I want to show is that now what we know is a Grab hire a Grab, right? However, in the very near future, self-driving car is coming. This is the future. Self-driving cars become mainstream, and even you know that Grab itself, they are already exploring, they're already going into self-driving taxi in Southeast Asia, in the entire Southeast Asia before 2022. So this is a definite reality. I mean, Uber and all that, they are already going testing. So imagine you have self-driving car, you don't need to drive, right? And is it affordable enough for you to hire a self-driving car? You basically have to say that, hey, even though I have to travel for an hour or so, I can be productive, I can take a rest in a car. It doesn't really matter if you do not stay too near in the city center, right? Which is, you know, the air is not as bad if you stay in the outskirts, which is why it's going to change the landscape of property investing, where people do not see the real need of really staying too near to the city because they don't need to. Okay, and the number one reason, are you getting this so far, right? I just want to make sure you're getting this. And the number three reason is evolution of office work. Now, what it means by that, you see that if you are watching this, then it's very likely you're in a white collar position, meaning that you're doing office work, and 99% of office work today actually have to do with actually computing work. And what is computing work? In today's world, going forward, if you have a reasonably fast enough internet connection, and you have a laptop, and you have a stable internet, then you are actually good to go, right? Thanks our Pakatan government, of course, for actually lowering the broadband price down across all the telcos. So here's the thing. If anyone still insists that they want to stay where they work, right, and you know that this is where you stay where you work, where most of the office company are in the city center. You know, the city center, the affordability of residential buildings or houses and apartment condos is not going to go down. That is for sure, right? Because you are in the center of a central business district. So you want to stay there, you have to pay a premium. That is for sure. And it's going to be affordability is going to always be an issue. It's going to be more severe as time goes on. And even nowadays, in 2018, starting 2018, you have heard of things that unheard of, like Fund My House, so that people can afford, and then property developer like Eco, they're actually coming back, like Eco Help to Own, SP Sotel, they have the SEAL program, and all that, because affordability is becoming an issue, right? And the only thing that you cannot fight affordability, you know, for most people, your income or whatnot is not going to match the affordability issue. It doesn't mean that after a few years you can afford it, because the price of houses and all that, you want to stay near city center, is going to go up much more than you can you can actually catch up. So the only solution to that is to stay at the area which is not near the city center. And for a lot of people, the problem is because of travel time. But I've told you that, number one, if there's a remote work arrangement, number two, if there's what we call self-driving cars, so you can really, it doesn't become too much of an issue, as you know now, to stay a bit further from where you work. So again, ideally, of course, I think we are going to that direction, whereby people will be staying a bit further and further from where they suppose where the office is, but it will be affordable enough for them to stay there. But there would be certain arrangement that enable them not needing to actually travel to and fro to work, and can still deliver the result their bosses want, the company requires. Maybe go to office 1 or 2 times a day. I mean, self-manage and all that. I think that is going to be a trend. So if you are the landlord, imagine if you're the landlord investing in property, people don't see the importance of staying near where they work, and you still want to command a higher premium rental. I think that is going to go downhill. Now, these are very serious questions that I want to throw that to you, okay? Now, depending on where your belief is, but this is a serious question that you might still enjoy decent appreciation, which by now you know that has slowed a lot compared to 2011 and 2013, that period. And you might still be able to get a reasonable cash flow from your rental income today. But remember, if you're talking about property investment, you are taking a mortgage, right? And the mortgage lasts normally at 20, 30, 35 years. So you need that kind of decent appreciation, capital appreciation, and that kind of rental income to go up or to sustain for the next 20, 30 years. So number one is this really within your control? That's the question. And number two is, how confident are you that decent appreciation and positive cash flow is still achievable? Not next year, not this year, not even in the next 5 years, but the next 20, 30 years. Okay, and how certain are you that property investment is going to be the best way to accelerate to the financial goals instead of really dragging you down? Especially if your mortgage is actually more than the rental that you receive. So these are serious questions. Now, point number one, as an independent advisor, I want you to understand that anyone that can say sell you a property or a program or a seminar on property investment and multi-property investment, basically. You attend, you learn some tactic strategy, and what happens 10, 20, 30 years from now down the road is yours to face alone. It's not the problem of the real estate agent or whoever, or property guru anymore. That's one real fact. And the second brutal truth that I want to really want you to think about is, unlike any bad investment, right? You can just get rid of that hassle-free, right? Let's say you've got stock investment. If you are down, the company is doing bad, you can just liquidate and just recoup whatever is left there and move on. But property investment, the loan's going to hold you back for hundreds or even millions of dollars or ringgit. Once you are in, it sticks to you like a leech. It won't be so easy to get rid of if you got into a bad property investment, and there's a lot of things that we cannot foresee despite all the homework that you do in the initial stage before you buy the property. So it will make you bleed a lot profusely before you can say, good riddance, I'm able to get rid of it. All right. So that's all I have for you today, and I hope this lesson again is useful. There's no catch, there's no pitch here, but there's actually only three, not one, but three more things that you might or might not want to learn. Is that there's another, because I want to keep this lesson short enough, but I think I've gone over my time, is that there's another fourth and fifth reason why location is going to be less important related to what we talk about. But the thing is, there's still the two untold truths that no real estate agent or property guru want to tell you about. But this is not rocket science. Not sure if you want to learn about that. The other thing is why actually, from what I've seen, from what I've advised a lot of clients that fall into this category, why property investing actually makes millennial people who are just in their 25 or in between 25 to 35, why it doesn't make them happy. It makes them feel unhappy and unfulfilled. Why? Do you want to know why? If you can relate. And I also want to share with you an interview that I have with a client of mine who's not even reaching 28 years old, and he's a lady. And this lady is earning more than 200,000 of annual salary every year. So that is more like 18 or 20,000, right? Disregarding the bonus, without a college degree, right? That is the income. Now, with that income, of course, investing in property seems like a no-brainer. But she made this one big mistake in property investment. So I have an interview with her. So I'm going to take a snapshot of that and share it with you. Now, if you want to know all of these 3 points, besides if you want to know what are the jobs that can, it's a legal job, right? You can, you can get that can earn 200,000 per year without a college degree, right? It's not your typical engineer or oil and gas industry, not a doctor, not your accountant and all that. This one job actually earns that much money per year. So if you want to know all this, so you want to actually, I will send you all these lessons. If you're interested, then I'll send you emails for that. So wherever you are seeing this video, click on that and just enter your name and email, and I will send you the lessons to all these 3 points. Again, there's no catch, there's no pitch, really. There's really nothing to sell you here. This is all just frank, direct, useful info for you. So don't be skeptical, just be a bit open-minded. That being said, I'm CF Lieu. I hope this medium short lesson has been useful. And again, if you want info like this, so just enter your name and email below, and I'll actually talk to you again soon.